Hello, hello. We are at another episode of Meet the Speaker, and I am super excited. We have Ally Financial in the house who is representing, and we're going to really talk about a lot of amazing things, but this one is like true to my heart. We brought out the best, so she's a powerful, dynamic woman that is in positions that are needed, right? So let her come in and speak about what she's going to speak about the conference. Who is she? And just drop a couple little gems. But you got to get your ticket to the Sustainable Notary Conference June 18th and 19th. And guess what? We have released it about 7 days ago that we're officially going virtual. So go get your tickets. If you need to learn this information of just how to take care of your front office and your back office, you already got the money. And if you don't got the money, it's okay. We'll take care of you in both ways. But how you keep the money and how do you leverage? It's called sustainable for a reason. How do you be sustainable in this real estate industry of being a notary public? So, without said ado, Miss Jack Howard, tell us a
Thank
little.
you for having me. So
Tell us.
okay, about myself. All right, so let's get to it. So my name is Jacqueline Howard. I go by Jack, and I serve as Senior Director of Operations for Ally Invest Advisors. I've been with Ally for about 13 years. During that time, supported our corporate social responsibility business and led that for a little bit. And then I'm one of those people who likes to try new things and run towards things that scare me. So I decided to just switch it up and move to our invest business, where I was able to support our president as chief of staff, and then moved into helping to launch our wealth business. So in addition to that role, I also serve as the lead of our financial social inclusion efforts for Ally Invest and sit on the board for our foundation. And what all that means is my professional North Star is helping Black and Brown people build wealth. And with that, I have a deep passion for really digging deep into understanding the wealth gap and the disparities that we have in wealth among Black and Brown people and women, underserved communities, and how do we fix that? And along with that, I've also developed a deep passion for really money psychology, really understanding some of the traumas, the emotions, the values, your money personality, your money story, all of those things that go into the decisions that you make around money. And I really think there is a direct connection between all of that money psychology and the wealth gap, especially for Black people when we think of some of the traumas that we've had in America through slavery and Jim Crow and the Tulsa Massacre, and even, most recently with, housing and things like that. So that's my passion. That is my North Star. And that's what we're going to talk about at the conference. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I'm super excited. And thank you for that introduction. That was just nothing but amazing. So, with that being said, notaries are important, even at the bank, right? Banks can't operate without notaries, right? And so, it's really great that not just banks have a huge assets of using notary, but what you're going to talk about is more in the area of wealth, right? How do we debunk all of the myths of what is generational wealth and how do we stop it? How do we lead forward? Why do people from the same block, from the same area, why some succeed and why some don't? And it's
Woo.
because of the fact that behavior, right?
Yes, our
And
behaviors, the things that we were taught as kids. Why I'm so excited about your conference and speaking to all the notaries is that it's entrepreneurship. So everyone there, you're there because you want to build wealth, and you've created a pathway for yourself to, make this full time or an additional stream of income. So first of all, kudos to everyone that has signed up and will be there. I'm so excited to be in a room among visionaries. But what
visionary.
I
Ooh,
want,
a room
yeah,
of
visionaries,
visionary.
that's what it is, and doers, because it takes a lot to take that step to actually want to get the knowledge. But I think the next step is you're going to have all these visionaries in the room who are on this wealth building journey. And where I step in is how do we ensure that we keep that money? How do we ensure that we understand obstacles and biases and things that may get in your way of you get the money in your hand and it slips away. The values that you have around money. You'll hear people say money is the root of all evil, or every time I get money, I lose it. Those are values. Those are behaviors and emotions that you probably picked up from childhood that are now impacting how you look at money today. So let's close the loop. Let's, on your end, you're helping people to build that income and build wealth. And on my end, I want you to help you to understand it.
No, I think you said it so beautiful and so clearly. Like, it's one thing about her and meeting her was that she make it make sense, but the gems that she makes stay with you, right? It's like, dang, I remember Jack Howard, right? That name Jack Howard that taught me that in Virginia, right? Or in North Carolina. It's like it's you're made of just destiny, to be honest, right?
Thank
Because I was
you.
just like, I gotta know her. I gotta put her in my sum of five people. Like, I was like, no, I like she's speaking a little bit different, right? I know a lot of knowledge. One of my degrees also are in psychology, right? And then also my degrees are in accounting, but I never put
Put them
psychology
together.
there, right?
Financial therapy.
Exactly, exactly. And so that's definitely beautiful. That's beautiful. So let me just get to some of these questions. All right.
Yep.
So, how effective is success in not knowing or being taught by having like being taken like having a learning curve of the other person, right? So, like, in other words, um, someone who may had a faster start to the
Mhm.
journey of financial wealth, right? Being a successful notary versus someone that, hey, it's my first time even filling out a check, to be honest,
Yeah.
right? What do I supposed to do with this check? I never, because in the space of notary, we receive checks. It's not about so much wire transfers. It's not about like Cash App, Venmo, or anything. It's about like the old fashioned way. You're going to receive a check in the mail. What do I do with it? It takes time to, one, deposit it. Two, when the money do deposit, it's not going to go in there, right? After a couple of days. And then four, what do you do with it? Because it's like we get paid like teachers, right? We get paid every 30 days. So you got to manage your books a little bit better, because if you don't, what's going to happen? You're going to always be living paycheck to paycheck. And we didn't really get in this industry to do that.
Right, right, right. There's a stat out there that says when we think about happiness and the happiness that money brings, it levels out at 75,000. So once
Mm,
you've reached $75,000 in your income, like it, upping or decreasing your happiness, it kind of levels out. So, when we think of this idea of comparing ourselves, um, I'm a huge fan of I have this saying for myself, like I'm gonna rock my lane. So for those people who are just starting out versus those who are more along in their journey, it's so important for them to know that as long as you have started the journey and you're on your way as a notary, you're on your way in this entrepreneurship journey and building wealth. That's the first step, and you can't compare yourself to others. But as you go on this journey, you need to go to conferences. You need to,
mm-hmm,
upskill and get certified in things that will increase your knowledge. And I think as you do that, increasing your skills and doing all of those things will help you to increase um, what to do with the money and the money that you make.
mm-hmm. So I think that that is something that is really talked about a lot when it comes to the happiness is, tapped out at 75. So found out. So with that being said, I think that stat is just nothing but amazing. That when I was in corporate America coming up, they promised me I would get $50,000, right? When I got out, I didn't make $50,000, right? And then you had to work your way because you didn't have skills, right? You had the degrees. And then when I made $50,000, it was just like I was kind of owed $50,000. So was I happy? I wasn't. And
Yeah.
then I moved up. I made 70, 75. But when I gained 100, I was just like, well, now I'm a six-figure, employee, right? But I think I do believe in the stats, because six figures, 75,000 was just like more money than I ever had. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And oftentimes, the more money you make, you create the expenses to go along with it.
that's true.
So when we talk about the psychology of money, and your behaviors towards money, it won't shift if you have $100,000 or $1 million, unless you get to the root of why you do the things that you do with your money, and what truly brings you joy. I love, I've mentioned Sarah Newcomb to you a few times. It's on my brain because I just finished her Audible book, but she gave this example of a person who may love getting coffee before work. And, that could be a want, right? You get your latte every day. You spend in, 10 bucks
Oh,
at Starbucks, right? Right, right.
working corporate, I
Right. That's me
leave for
too.
$10 a day at
Yeah,
Starbucks.
yeah. But
No Starbucks.
let's get to the real need behind it. Is the need that you love coffee, or is the need that you love walking outside as you go to Starbucks? Is the need really that you get to go with your coworker and you get to talk about, have conversation and friendship? So again, once you look at money that way and the things that you buy that way, of like, what is the real need that's being met? Because if the real need that you want to meet is friendship, we can do that with coffee from the office. If the real need is that you want to meet is being outside, you again can grab a coffee from the office and take a walk. If it's getting coffee, maybe we just get a less expensive coffee. But I think by understanding like those deeper whys and the emotions behind it, it's a game changer with understanding your finances and moving forward.
Wow. You guys, can you just believe, like, in the last 10 minutes, she just dropped something for people that, like, it took them their life to get to understand. Why do I do go to Starbucks
Why do
as
I
a
go to
why
Starbucks?
do I actually go to the drive-through when I got into this business to make money, but I'm keep spending my money every time I go out and I'm hungry, right? How can we
Yep.
prepare ourselves to, hey, do you want to feel like you are worthy of that? Okay, pack your lunch and then go sit at McDonald's, right? And then just eat your food there, and it can break through. And now we have more money that we can win with.
Yes. And you're meeting the need. That's the thing. Like, we want to meet the needs. Okay. Because if you tell me I can never go to Starbucks and we break my need, I'm gonna do it anyway because it's a need, right? So getting to the real understanding of like, I really need friendship, or these clothes really build my self-esteem. Like, let's get to the real why behind these things and then create strategies to get us to accomplish the need and have money at the same time. And that's
Okay.
all a shout out to Sarah Newcomb. Those are not ideas from Jacqueline Howard. I'm just an avid fan and reader of a lot of books.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Miss Jacqueline Howard. I don't really call you Jacqueline. I call you Jack.
Call me
So,
Jack. Call me Jack. We're friends. We're friends. Call me Jack.
no problem. So, one more real question that I really want. What do you feel is your purpose in the role of entrepreneurship and financial freedom or generational wealth?
Yeah, my role is to, as I mentioned earlier, my North Star is helping Black and Brown people build wealth. So my role is to do things exactly what I'm doing now, to share the things that I've learned, to have conversations in corporate America about the wealth gap, to where we can talk about behavioral finance and financial inclusion and financial literacy. So I'm going to be your Black voice in those tables, at those tables where we're typically not seen or heard. So that's my role. Being an advocate for shifting the systems, for creating opportunities for people where we may not have had them in the past. That's my role. And hopefully at the conference, we'll be able to talk more in detail about some of my passions. I'll be able to drop more gems and also let you know more about Ally. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I am super excited to let you guys, even from your home, get a taste of Meet the Speaker with Jack Howard. Remember, 15% off on Virtual 15, Notary 15 for in person tickets. And we are at a countdown to about 17 days left. Until next time, you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome, Miss Jack Howard.
Thank you.